All right, we're back with Kevin Owens from Carlson Associates to talk to you a little bit more about insurance. Now we're going to basically cover everything that we didn't cover before. So we're going to call this miscellaneous, or as I like to call it, the Robbie policies. We're sitting here in beautiful RcMedia studios shooting this video, and it makes me think of Robbie because he's got some good taste, some fancy taste. So anyway. Okay, but so let's talk about worst case scenario quickly, and then we'll go to the sexier stuff. So you've got your insurance policy, you hooked up with you early on, so you're well taken care of. Something bad happens, which is why we have insurance. Mm-hmm. Now you got to make a claim. Okay. When do I know if I should make a claim?
Right. It can be difficult to know. You can use your agent, I mean that in a positive sense, where it's not necessarily my job to say yes or no, you shouldn't make a claim at all. If you think you should make a claim, let's make a claim. That's kind of how I deal with that. But you can throw the situation at your agent, have them call into and kind of figure out what's going on. A lot of people are worried about filing a claim and opening up a claim, and then it's on their record, and then it affects their rate and things of that nature, right. Which is fair. But if you're in question and you don't know whether you should make a claim, a lot of times you do have some time, but you do want to move quickly. I want to get this appraised. This happened. I want to get it appraised. This, and then what's my deductible? People do make a mistake sometimes of opening up a claim of, that costs $1,300 to replace, but I have a $2,500 deductible, so I just opened up a claim for no reason.
Right.
It's not a major mistake, but that does happen. But you just get a hold of your agent, talk to them, move forward. But yeah, your agent's not going to sit there and say yes, no, necessarily. But you can get them to throw the scenario at the company and see what they say.
So if you decide that you do want to make a claim and you're moving in that direction, what do you need to have, or how do you go forward to actually make the claim?
Yeah, you can get a hold of your agent and get the claim number and file it yourself, or you can have your agent do it. I'm case by case with that personally. A lot of times I do like the customer to do it. I'm happy to get them a phone number, option 2, call it in, because they're there. They can explain better than possibly I can, but I mean, I've certainly opened up claims for people too. So either way, you can call yourself or have your agent do it for you.
Cool. So when you're looking to insure your home, what kinds of things are the insurance company looking at that might be considered a red flag by the insurance company?
I see. Obviously, claim history. People look back 3 or 5 years depending on the company, and if you had a major claim within that period of time, it'll show up and it'll affect you for that period of time. Once it's off the record, it's off the record, though. They do look at credit eventually. For sure, they look at everything. How old are you? Where are you living? The crime rates in that particular area. They're looking at every possible detail, and then they're looking at the home and what it's made out of and how nice it is and what it costs and all that kind of stuff.
So that just brought me to another question. How long does a claim stay on record? Like forever, or does it ding you for 3 years?
No. I won't go into too much detail, but I had an auto customer call in, and I won't say the incidents, but he said he had like 7 incidents in 8 years ago, and didn't affect him whatsoever. So once you get past that 3 to 5 years of being clean, whether it's home auto, or whatever insurance, you're in good shape. You got a clean record in their eyes.
Cool.
Okay, and to that end, is it
depends
bad?
on the company, 3 or 5 is normally the numbers. Yeah.
So is it bad? I mean, assuming you don't have a claim on your record, or maybe you do, but is it bad to shop insurance annually?
Annually, I mean, occasionally is fine, or you move once. But if you see the company sees your history of insurances, they know what companies you've been with, what years you were with them. So if they see somebody who's getting a new company year in and year out, it's not going to help you in the long run. It's going to hurt you because they look at you as not being great for business. You're not going to stick around. So yeah, it can affect you, and it does hurt you in the long run.
So kind of a 2-part question. How do you choose the company to go with, and should you insure everything with one company, or
That's that. Yeah, how do you choose? I don't necessarily have an affinity for one company or another. It's about the individual. Every company has a very particular appetite of the type of people they like, and like we said, age and all that. They factor it all in. Everything with one company, is that what you said?
Or like have homeowners over here, auto at a different company, that kind of thing.
Right. I can think of maybe 2 times where I've split up the home and the auto. I'm not referring to, a mobile home's kind of a unique situation. Not everybody will insure that, but basic home, basic, auto policies. Maybe twice I've split the companies just because the price was just that much better doing that. But that's rare. You get a hefty discount for putting those things together. Several $100s on your auto usually, and a fair amount on your home too.
Okay. So something I've been dying to get to this. So fellas, listen up. Ladies, probably you too. What about wedding rings? So that's like something I think of as personal property, right? But
correct.
It might not be. What do I do?
Well, you definitely have coverage for jewelry. Every company is a little different, but certain things have internal limits. Jewelry, common internal limit might be $5,000. So if I have a $25,000 wedding ring and I get $5,000 after it's stolen, I might be a little displeased.
It's not replacement cost, Kevin. That's not replacement cost.
Right.
At all.
Right, yeah. There are certain things you want to, what they call schedule, whether it be jewelry or art, guns and ammo a lot of times, silver, some different things. So you want to be aware, if you have valuable items, everybody's different. Their personal property, their stuff people treat it differently. I personally, I don't really, whatever. But other people are very keen on their things, and they want to make sure it's covered. So if they don't get replacement value, they're going to be highly upset.
Okay, so, real quick. So say RcMedia shoots my wedding, it's epic, I have a 10-foot by 10-foot giant custom print made.
Thought about this. Yeah.
And obviously there's value to that in the sense of art, right? It's a piece of art.
Right.
But that's mostly sentimental value.
Yeah.
And that's kind of why I asked about the wedding ring, right? Because there's a value to the jewels, but then there's a sentimental value. So does that ever come into play? Can you do kind of like with replacement cost for a house? Yeah. Can you adjust that based on we happen to use the diamond from my grandma's setting, etc., or this is the only print of this kind that will ever exist, kind of art?
Yeah, it's not perfect in that way. I mean, I don't know how you'd replace the exact diamond necessarily. I mean, that's difficult to do. But you just do your best. You get it appraised. If you have appraisals on file, I mean, this is for stuff that you're serious about.
Right.
You don't have to do this with every little thing. But stuff that you're serious about getting replaced, you get an appraisal on it, and you have it on your files, and then in the case of a loss, you can do that. I'm remembering a guy who had all these decorative jade sculptures from China. They're expensive, but it's mostly sentimental. Culturally, it's a sentimental thing for him. It's hard to replace the sentimental, because you can't get the exact same one that you lost. They're not going to go find it in the sewer drain for you or whatever.
Yeah. So when it comes to any of those additional add-ons, is that something that an insurance agent is asking the client, or is that something that the client should bring to the attention of the insurance agent?
Both. Both. It's good for the customer to know. We don't know what you do know. But it's a good practice for the agent to bring that up. Are there any personal things that you feel are high value? Because people don't know about the internal limits. They just assume, personal property, $180,000. That sounds good.
Yeah.
Sounds like a lot of money.
That's plenty. Yeah. If the stuff goes missing. So I would say both, because quite frankly, things go quick. We talked about the homeowners that are closing on homes, and they want to close, or it's hard to maybe get in touch with people and have every single conversation. So it's great if the consumer can know that going in.
Well, now they do. They watch the video, so now they know what to do.
All of them.
Fantastic. Great, guys. Well, I think there you have it for our miscellaneous section on insurance. We hope that helped. As usual, Kevin's contact information, and ours for that matter, is in the comments section. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out directly.
Yeah.